Anime NYC was this weekend, and I did plan to put this video up on Sunday, but as you could hear a little bit in my voice, I got sick. I actually lost my voice, and it was a little bit to try and edit and everything like that, but we are getting better, and we're going to recap everything that happened. So me and Avante, we did go Saturday. So this was our third time going to Anime NYC, and it's become somewhat of a tradition for us. So instead of just doing the regular vlog style like I do, I'm kind of going to just recap everything. We're going to go through what happened, what panels we went to, pickups at the end, tips and tricks if you ever been to a convention or never been to one, or you want to go about it differently because you've had a bad experience in the past or anything like that. So we're going to go through all those. I'll insert little clips here of at the convention, everything like that. But if you are new to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe. We did just pass 500 subscribers. Make sure you send it to your friends, loved ones. Check out my older videos and things like that. We do video games, anime, unboxings, reviews, everything, in that kind of nerd sphere. So if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into it. So starting off, we did have a bit of a rough morning, to say the least. So we had planned to get there by around like 10 or maybe earlier, like 9:30. But what ended up happening is I put on my mask, and then I realized I had my glasses on and everything like that, and I had to go back home, get my contacts, and then trains were delayed and everything like that. So we ended up getting there. We missed the first panel we wanted to get to, but once we did get in, we saw a nice crowd. It was easy. There wasn't a whole long line like we normally do when we get there early. They just check, hey, do you have your badge? And then that was it. They'll let you right in. Me and Avante decided to both go as different versions of Obito or Toby, whatever you want to call him. And we did find some other people that were actually, kind of going with our theme as well. So we took a few pictures with them. But the first thing we ended up doing was going to this panel, and this panel was kind of describing like prejudice / like things that black cosplayers kind of go through. So people that may not know that, like, black people, when they try to do anything in regards to like cosplay or anime or even like video games and stuff like that, they're kind of met with like very negative things online, especially the women. Like we see it for even non-anime stuff with like Ariel being changed to a black actor in the new Little Mermaid and things like that. And it was just like people talking about their experiences with it, ways to combat it, just showing like how crazy that stuff can be. So it was pretty cool to, sit in on that and, kind of hear everybody's different perspectives and things like that. And not just black people, like it was people of color. So anyone that was, Filipino, Mexican, Dominican, black, everything. It was really interesting to hear that. But of course, after that, we had to get some food because it was around 1:30, 2 o'clock. I had like a small pastry early in the morning around 8 o'clock. So we did sit down, get some like Korean rice, kimchi, chicken and steak, and corn. So that pretty much was good, held us over. And then of course we headed to the the showroom floor where you can all the vending and the events and everything going on, so you can go through, look at a few figures. I did pick up a few things which we'll get into at the end of the video. There were sword props. There's all types of different vendors you wouldn't really see. I actually saw someone who was selling like older video games, but I don't really have any old systems to play it on, and some of the prices were kind of crazy. Like Wind Waker without the manual and everything was like $70. I was like, oh man, they going kind of crazy with all the prices and everything like that. But we did see a few other cool vendors. There was this Hunter x Hunter selling one where they have kind of like a streetwear style thing, and I seen a few people with these outfits on. They had like bomber jackets and flight pants and like cool varsity jacket like this. It was pretty dope, but it was pretty expensive. And honestly, by the time we got there, a lot of stuff has sold out already, or you had to like order it online. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to give me the impulse buy if I have to go online to buy it. So we kind of passed on that. We played Smash a little bit against these two people that clearly play together. Like they both were Little Mac, and me and Avante just couldn't hack it. Like they clearly play together all the time, synchronize attacks and all this kind of stuff. So we kind of got beat pretty bad. Like I think we took 2 out of their 6 of their lives, and that was all she wrote. Then after that, we did go to another panel, which was like in a main event hall, and this was for the 10th anniversary of Kill la Kill and the 50th anniversary of the Gurren Lagann movie, and it was pretty cool. We had the creators from Studio Trigger, and Studio Trigger is actually one of my favorite studios. You know, they did Promare, they did the Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime, so they have a lot of cool, distinct art style and good things under their belt. So it was cool hearing, you know, the creators of Kill la Kill talk about like, hey, this was like our last shot and we kind of just got creative with it. They had the main voice actors and stuff, and now I couldn't take any pictures or record once it started, but you know, it was still cool to sit down and listen. And I haven't watched these anime, but I do plan to at some time soon, so it was cool to hear from them and hear the backstory and all that. After that, we went to another panel which we missed last year, but it was basically talking about best anime character fits. Now, what was cool about this was they didn't just throw two characters up on the screen and be like, okay, who got the best fit? It was very organized and like theme based. So for example, they threw up Yusuke and then another character who I've never heard of, but it was basically like both sides of the panel had to argue who had the best fit based on the theme. So with the Yusuke and the other kid, they had to argue like, okay, who's the best delinquent? Like, who gives off the delinquency with the fit? Or like, it was Sailor Moon and some other like magic witch girls, and it was like, okay, who looks like more magic? And then it was like Saitama from One Punch Man and what's his name, All Might from My Hero, and it was like, okay, who gives the best beacon of hope, like with their outfit? So it was pretty cool. Some of the points were pretty weak, but I'll be honest, like I do think that was a very creative panel, and I do hope they do, you know, continue to do it, come up with new ideas and new characters to kind of add into. It was pretty good. But that was pretty much the end of the con. You know, we did walk around a little bit more, you know, look at more products, unique things that people were selling and all that, but then it was time to hit the other squad tradition, which was eating at Dallas BBQ. So, you know, our boy Tochi rolled through. We got some Dallas BBQs, of course, ate, took some home. It was a long night, of course. By the time I get home, it's always after midnight, but I definitely enjoyed it. And before anybody in the comments say anything, these plushies behind me are my daughters, okay? But even if they weren't, what's wrong with a grown man having a Jigglypuff, a Pikachu, a Kirby, a Yoshi, Mario plushie set? What's wrong with that? All right. You know, I honestly, I shouldn't even said anything. I should have just let y'all think it was my plushie set and then see what the comments said. But just so y'all know, it is my daughter, so I don't want to hear no judgment in the comment section. And that pretty much did it for our day. So now I want to get into some tips and tricks for some people. Like if you've never been to a convention before, if you want to, if you've been and you had a bad experience, I want to just talk about a few things. So the first tip that I want to give is make sure you go with a group. Now, I understand some people are like loners, introverts. I'm not saying you got to go with 10 people or 18 people or 7 people or even 5 people. I think a good 3 to 4, even 2 if it's just you and one other person, but like between 3 and 4 is like a good amount of people to go with. I think just like it's just more fun. You each notice different things, have different experiences. Some of you may like certain anime or certain things more than other people. Like you want to go to certain panels and other people don't. You don't want to go alone. So, you know, I think trying to get a group of people, even if you just go with one other person, is like going to make your experience completely different than just going on your own. I don't think conventions are really like a go on your own type of thing. The other tip I want to give is for people that don't really cosplay, like me and my friend, like we don't really cosplay either, but what we do is like you can get either merch or like make your own type of outfit just out of anime themed clothing. Like there are a lot of stores that sell anime themed stuff, whether it's in the mall or not. You got, you know, Box Lunch, you got even some of the other places like Hot Topping and Spencer's, they do stuff. You can find stuff on Amazon. You can find a bunch of stuff. Like we just got a mask, or last year I was David from Cyberpunk. All I needed was the jacket. I threw on a black crew neck and that's it. I'm David, and the blue pants or whatever. Like you don't always have to go so over the top when it comes to the cosplay, especially if that's not your thing. Like we gotta do the makeup and change your hair and all that. Like you can get some dope outfits in to be honest, the reason we prefer doing that is because no one else is going to have what we have on 9 times out of 10. Like, I had an Uchiha hockey jersey. I got plenty of compliments. Avante had a like little Uzi Vert, remake type of thing for Naruto, and a lot of people complimented it. So it's just like you get to see something unique. You see a million people with Akatsuki robes on. You see a million people being Goku. You see a million people being Tanjiro. You see a million people being Gojo and Itadori, all this stuff. So I think like the easiest way to be unique if you want to and have less pressure is to try and make like a regular outfit out of it, or like a streetwear type of thing. There's plenty of brands that have these, items for you to be able to make these outfits out of. And then my last tip, and this depends on your budget and all that, but I recommend try and buy something, even if it's one thing. Like, I know sometimes it's a little more expensive, or you might find it cheaper if you order on Amazon, or it might be an impulse buy, but like it's part of the experience. Like, I think of it like when you go to a concert and you buy merch or a t-shirt or something. Yeah, the t-shirt's probably not worth $50, but it's like, it's kind of that memory, like, okay, I was here, I remember when I got it, everything like that. So I recommend buying, a couple things, one thing, just, enjoy yourself, and then, have that little token of memento of you going to the event. That's definitely what I recommend. Now let's get into the best part, and that is the pickup. So the first pickup is kind of small, but I did get these at this 4-star Dragon Ball keychain, and then this Hunter x Hunter license keychain. Make sure it focuses. So, just small. It was like 2 for $25. Again, can you find it on Etsy for probably $3, $5? Sure, but it's kind of like, if I didn't buy it then and there, I'm not probably gonna buy it any other time. I'm not gonna go on my phone or order it. It was kind of like one of those things, like I said, when you see it, you kind of just buy it, enjoy it, get your, fun out of it. It's just a keychain, so that was the first pickup. Then the second pickup was actually this Kirby, and it's not just any Kirby, it is a like painter artist Kirby, and I got this for my daughter because she loves paint characters, she likes Kirby, and then she also likes to draw, paint, do all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was a literally spot on perfect gift for her. It was only $15. I looked it up later. They sell them at Target apparently for like $25, so technically that was a steal. So that was the second pickup. Now into more of the bigger things. So I'm not a figure or Funko person, but I did pick up this Megumi figure. I didn't open it yet, but I think it's 8 inches. Pause. Doesn't say the actual size, but what I ended up doing was, so this is individually is $25. I also got this Rengoku figure right here, Flame Hashira from Demon Slayer. So pretty dope. Good size. Pause again. How much was this? I forget. The thing with these figures is like they're relatively cheap. Like they're around like $25, $20, maybe $30. Of course, there's more expensive ones that are, $70, $100 or whatever. But then I also got this Meruem one right here, this Funko. I don't really buy Funko Pops, but it was just something cool, as I saw, and Meruem's awesome. So these, like I said, are each, probably 20, 25, whatever, but they did buy 2, get 1 free. So I got all these, with tax and everything for like $52, $53. So I thought that was a pretty good price, because if let's say they're 20 each, which we already saw one of them was 25. They're 20 each, that's $60. So it's a deal. So I thought that was pretty good. But that was pretty much all my pickups. I didn't want to spend any much more money. Like, again, I don't even have a place for all these figures and pops, but at some point in the near future, I do plan to have them, give them a little display and all that. And that's about it, guys. So that was my experience at Anime NYC. I do plan to go again next year, of course. It will be in August next year, so they finally were able to get a summertime one. not get, you know, dealing with that New York cold in November and things like that. And, you know, that'll be a really fun time. And I'll be excited to see what different cosplay outfits people wear to that, because now you're not bound to like, okay, I got to layer up, or I don't want to wear a certain cosplay because I'm going to be freezing. Like, people, it's going to be more fun. They actually got access to more parts of the Javits Center. So Anime NYC, August 2024 is definitely going to be a great time. But y'all let me know down below, what do you think? Did you attend it? Have you attended any anime conventions? Y'all let me know down below. Of course, leave a like and subscribe if you have not already, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.